Do you hate losing clients as much as I do? I tell you, when you think about all we go through to get clients with our marketing and our sales and our follow-up, and we finally get a new client and we're super excited about it and we're sure we're going to give them great service or a great product. In our case, it's recurring every month, and so, it's important to us to maintain those clients. So how about you? Do you have this experience where you've worked really hard for a client and then all of a sudden they cancel? And look, there's all kinds of reasons people cancel. It can be financial for them. It can be that they're growing and they hired somebody in full time. But we all must look at the fact that sometimes they cancel because of what we've done, right? Or more often, it's what we haven't done. So I want to share with you the three things that I keep in mind in my business to try to retain clients for as long as I possibly can, because what I really want is clients for life, right? And their referrals and all of the things that go with that, building a relationship. So the number one thing is I always try to make sure that me and my team are providing the best service possible, that everybody on the team is on board with what our culture is. What is it we're trying to do out there different? Like for us, it's communication. It's making sure that we're simplifying bookkeeping for our clients, that we're bothering them as little as possible. We're not asking them to do our job. So all kinds of things. We're never coming across judgmental. We always are understanding that who we are serving is entrepreneurs out there who are very busy. So that's what I do. But what are you doing to make sure that you are providing the best service or product you possibly can? So that's my number one focus. I can assure you it brings you a long way to retaining clients, just providing great service and product. Number two is connection. And I think this is where a lot of people fall down. They communicate with their clients, they provide a good service, but they haven't really created a connection with that client, so that when the client has an option to go somewhere else or to use a different product, use a different service, they don't have that thing in the back of their mind that says, oh yeah, but both of our sets of grandkids live in Virginia, and our kids went to school, or we grew up in the same place, or she called me on my birthday. You don't have those little connecting things that make a person think twice about it. I'm going to share a little story with you. My sister was getting countertops done in her house. This is something she only was going to do once in a lifetime. Like, if it was me, I would have looked at every option, right? That's what most of us would do. But the very first guy who came to her house to show her the countertops, he was really interested in her as a person. He was talking to her about her life. They were connecting on things. He had been in the service, and so had her husband, and all these things. So even though he had limited selection, every single time she got a different opportunity to go talk to somebody else or make another choice, she just kept saying, yeah, but I liked that guy. This is what we create by connection. And I'd love to see you do that too. And the third thing is communication. Of course, you can't connect without communicating. But what I'm talking about here is don't ghost your client after you make the sale. I have a policy. I try to call each one of my clients at least once a year and just say, how's your business going? We have a policy in our company to answer text and calls and emails. Hopefully we just answer them right away. Sometimes we might take an hour, but I am really upset if it's going longer than 24 hours. So being there for them, communicating with them, meeting their needs, especially if you're in a service business where, hey, you don't have to talk to them all the time. You're just doing your service for them and giving it to them. You just want to stay in good communication. So these are the things I do to try to retain clients. We have a pretty good retainage rate. Of course, people are always going to have different life situations and their businesses close, or they don't need the service anymore, or they outgrow it, or all the things. Can't control that. But you can control some things. And if you do, you might find a great outcome. Talk to you soon.